Hello, everybody. It is I, YouTube Cool, back again, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Ed Truncan. Ed Truncan was released in 2017 as part of the first, I guess, inaugural year of the Cars 3 mainline. And Ed Truncan is a really interesting item to me for a couple of reasons. But the main one is the fact that despite being a next gen, one of the most. Okay, well, next gens are kind of controversial, but in general, I think they're decently liked. Point is, Mattel seems to like them, and they get re-released all the time. But for some reason, Ed Truncan hasn't come back in a long time. Now, I'm recording this in 2026, so it's possible that that could change, like, next year, right? Like, it's June 2026. It's entirely possible that in July or in August, we could get reveals of Ed Truncan in a 2-pack with, I don't know, flipped over or something. But as it stands, Ed Truncan has not seen the light of day in years. And I've always had an interest in him. I'm a big fan of the Mood Spring sponsor personally, and I think it's just, I think it's just a really cool item. I like the, color scheme and everything. Ed Truncan did get a variant in 2020 with the Endurance Racer, but other than that, there's not a lot of history with this guy, unfortunately. All right, let's get a good look at him. Ed has this really nice sparkly blue paint job to him, which I think looks really nice. See, he's got a pretty determined expression. Man, Cars 3 released a lot of next gens. I'm thinking how many, 2017 ones I'm still missing. I'm pretty sure I only have, I want to say, let me think, because counting Ed Truncan. Yeah, because Cam Spinner, Rich Mixon, and obviously the other guys in the background there weren't released in 2017. All of them were released later. So, of my next gens, I would say about half of them are from the original 2017 diecast line. So that's really interesting to think about. Get his grill here. Just really want to get, I don't know. I'm torn on the next gens because I would like to collect more. There are definitely some that I really like. Flipped Over, H.J. Hollis are really good. What other next gens are there? I kind of want to get M Fast Fong because he's one of the last next gens they made. I've also seen the updated versions of Aaron Clocker and Noah Gochek are pretty good. I really regret not getting them, but they will come back. I know they will. But yeah, other than that, I'm not sure if I would go for all of the next gens, but every so often getting a new next gen is fine. Piston Cup. There's the secondary sponsors. The 33. I've heard a lot of people say that Ed Truncan is actually the worst Mood Springs racer, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Something I don't hear a lot of people talk about is the netting in the dark blue parts. I think that's a really interesting way to go about the sort of spring design, because it kind of looks like springs coils. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. It does look different. So there is that. The hood logo is pretty good. It's a pretty good next genification of the, Mood Springs company design, with just the M here for Mood Springs, dial M for Mood Springs. Got the 33. Again, the 33 used to look like springs, as you'll see when I compare him with the other racers, but that's not here, but I think that's fine. It still has the spring motif. It's not completely gone, but it's simplified to just be the M. I think that kind of helps with the sort of impersonal feeling of the next gens at the start of the movie. The whole point is that the next gens are these they feel like robots. They're just designed to be really good race cars. They're not, people, at least not at first. They're not designed to be people that are just doing their job. They're seen as these, drones, corporate drones. Yeah, my copy is unfortunately a little damaged, but I mean, I got it for basically nothing in a trade, so I felt it was worth it. The little signage here to indicate where you're supposed to lift them up. and a look at the base. Okay, so tail end of 2017, which makes sense because I believe either this or the one that Cars Ignite kept is the one that came with the poster. I would have loved to get this guy in box with a poster, but again, got him in a trade for a pretty good deal. We're not even like good deal, literally nothing. I'm just grateful to own this at all. Ed Truncan is a really cool next gen. Shockingly, not a super desirable one, despite the fact that he hasn't been released in a long time. George Nguyen here is really desirable, and he's been released a lot. His multi-pack has been shelf warming. I get it. You're not going to pay $50 for one new character, but also, like, he's had more action than Ed Truncan has in years, so, yeah, really interesting to think about. I don't believe I have any next gens that have the exact same design as Ed Truncan, where the spoiler is this, but the body is that of the Danny Swervez model. Here's Danny next to him. I'm starting to think my Danny is the blue Danny. I used to think it was the purple one for a little bit, but now I'm not so sure. But yeah, they're the same model. I always preferred the Danny model. It just looks nicer, I guess. I just don't like how the Tim Treadless model looks. Here's Ryan inside Laney with the most similar spoiler. I think the only other next gen that I have that's similar is another car I got in a trade, which was Rowdy Rumbush. Yeah, same spoiler. And same body. So, really funny that I got both of these guys in this trade. All right, now for the big guns. The evolution of Mood Springs. It would have been really funny if I had race damage Mood Springs that I could just pull them out. I really wish I had gotten race damage Mood Springs. I saw some for pretty cheap, all things considered. Well, relative to the character, obviously they were still really expensive listings, but you know. So yeah, we started off with Cars 1, this really dark blue color. Pretty simple. Got the little stripe on the side. As some of you may remember from my Take It Back Tuesday on Chuck Armstrong, I actually customized mine to have the more accurate wheels because I did not like the super gray rims that Thailand does for the Cars 1 racers with black rims. I felt that was really distracting, so I wanted to fix that. Then we have Dead Throttleman. This is the updated front version where it's a lot less white. Lightyear. They added a bunch more. Oh, wait. Oh, so that's where that came from. They are these little dots that go inside the black. Okay, so that's where they got that idea from for the next gen. They simplified it, but they still made it more detailed than Cars 1. I think that's the general MO with the next gens, is make it simple, but not 2006 graphic design simple. And I think by doing that, they really nail the corporate simplification look perfectly. I still think Chuck Armstrong is my personal favorite of the Mood Springs racers, but it's really cool that I've finally been able to get all of them because Mood Springs is, again, one of my favorite sponsors in the Cars franchise. It's just so iconic, so cool. I love the color blue, and I think all of these racers have really cool things going for them. They're all, I think they're all distinct in their own way. Like, they're similar, but they're all, like, slightly upping the ante when it comes to their design. I guess Ed Truncan kind of simplifies it back. Like, Throttleman decided to be extra, and Ed was like, no, wait, calm down, man, calm down. That's the sort of energy I think this design evolution came from. I think that's the main reason people like the next gens. It's so fun seeing classic sponsors just completely evolve. Will Rush, right? Will Rush is just completely different from the other two Vinyl Toupee racers. I almost said Vitaline. But it's interesting seeing these, more simple sponsors get, updated like this. Overall, I would say Ed Truncan is a pretty good item, and I'm really happy to own him. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Hope you all enjoy the review, and I shall see you all around. Bye-bye!